How often do we sit and actually watch something, see what it does? It's not very often I do, but I do it occasionally, and here's one such occasion. This is a 2-day-old purple emperor caterpillar, and I was hoping to catch it moving from its favoured resting spot to its favoured feeding spot and back. I find it remarkable. I know it's instinctive, but I still find it remarkable. But I wasn't prepared for some of the antics that this little caterpillar was to get up to before it set off for a feed. Well, this is how a purple emperor caterpillar of any age spends the majority of its day. Whether it's 2 days old or 10 months old. Between feeds, they do a lot of sitting around. But I was surprised to see the antics of this particular caterpillar. It became something of a contortionist and was clearly agitated by something other than myself gawping at it. But something clearly seemed to agitate it, and occasionally it would throw its head back over its body, as if to shout out against the world. Maybe there was a loose thread of silk that it hadn't laid down properly. But just look at that. I have watched these many times, but I've not seen this. But eventually he settled down again and sat and waited till it was food time, occasionally throwing something of an almost childlike tantrum. It was great to watch. But in the end he left his silken pad and followed his silken trail up for a bit of something to eat. Up to his favoured feeding spot. This caterpillar's only had this favoured spot. It's not developed anymore. But once he found out where he'd left off from his previous feed, he had his fill. Amazing how they create that trail laid by silk, and something that they do all their life as a caterpillar. As they get older, their wanderings can be considerable. Up the leaf, down a stem, to a leaf, 4 or 5 leaves down on that stem, and then back again, each time following the same route. But you can see this little chap here, very pale green, with that bulbous brown head. That head gives no indication at all as to what it's going to develop into once this chap makes his first instar change. His change into second instar, or L2, as we like to call it. His feeding didn't last long, they never do. And obviously, they feed a number of times during the day, occasionally at night too. Always following that same route from his favoured pad to the one he's now going to take back down that silken pad, and you can follow that trail. They look quite slug-like, but he picks up the midrib here and goes down it, but I always like the bit that's to come. Once he's found his favoured pad of silk on which he rests all the time, I like the about turn bit, and that's what you're going to see here. It's found on the edge of the leaf. He does an about turn so that he's perfectly positioned over his pad of silk. Has a quick look around, and that's it. That's it till the next feed. No doubt, one happy little purple emperor caterpillar. I know it's instinct, but I still think instinct's marvellous.